Now, in a major security blunder by the Trump administration, a U.S. journalist was inadvertently included in a group chat where senior members of the cabinet discussed military plans strikes against Yemen's Houthi rebels. Now, Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, was added to a Signal text group in which the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and others planned military strikes. The White House has confirmed Goldberg was accidentally texted classified military information after he published a first-hand account in The Atlantic. Goldberg writes how he was inadvertently added to a private chat Houthi PC small group on the messaging app Signal. The journalist mentioned that while he initially thought it was a prank, the reality hit him when the U.S. actually started pounding Yemen hours after the message were received. Goldberg claims that he was added to a private chat called the Houthis PC Small Group. Now, Signal is not approved by the U.S. government for sharing sensitive information. He has further claimed that the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, sent details of the U.S. strikes, and that included precise information about the weapons, packages, targets, and timing. As per The Atlantic editor, the chat had top senior U.S. officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. National Security Council spokesperson Brian Hughes has said that the message thread that was reported appears to be authentic, and the administration was reviewing how an inadvertent number was added to the chain. However, Hegseth denied the claim, saying no one had texted war plans. He went on to criticize the journalist as deceitful and accuse him of repeatedly spreading hoaxes.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
Democratic lawmakers swiftly blasted the misstep, saying it was a breach of U.S. national security and a violation of law that must be investigated by Congress.
On this text chain, conversations went at length about imminent military operations, including specific targets, weapons, and attack plans. These text messages very likely included classified U.S. intelligence. And the entire time, nobody seemed to realize that a private citizen without security clearance had access to this conversation. Mr. President, this is one of the most stunning breaches of military intelligence I have read about in a very, very long time.
Even as the White House admitted to having accidental leaked classified details about the strikes, it said that President Donald Trump continues to have the utmost confidence in his national security team. The U.S. president earlier said he did not know anything about the issue. Listen to this.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Right. Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.